Hey, what's up, everybody? Y'all come on in here real quick. We are getting set up. I promised several of you that we would come back tonight and show you more of the setup. So I'm going to share this to my personal page real quick to get a few of you in because I know that some of you told me you were going to join us tonight. Will you turn off the streaming right there because it's just drinking up internet juice? I know that some of you told me you were going to come in tonight, and so want to share with you. So I'm about to send this over and tag a few people. So if you are coming on live, then I invite you to share, to tag some people who you think this might be a blessing to or help to. Going to show you guys our setup that we are recommending. So give me a minute while you guys are coming in. I normally don't do this, but I want to make sure that I've tagged some individuals I know specifically are interested. Let's see, trying to make sure I get the appropriate people tagged. Let's see if that's going to work. I'm going to share it now and then go over and edit. I've got 3 people who join me. Let me know who's watching with us right now so I know whether or not I need to tag you or whether or not you're right here with me. Let me know if you're watching with us right now. You should be able to hear me fairly well. I opted not to have the lapel mic on tonight because I'm moving around. And so I will be moving around. And so I wanted to be free to move around without being tethered to my computer, if you will. Let me go ahead and tag a few folk. I've got it shared to my page. Now I can do my tagging. Let's see, Kiwan Thompson, where you at, fam? Can I find you? Are you taggable? Mel Harper. Got you. Cameron Turner. Got you. Zachary Mullins. I'm trying to hit the people who I knew have tagged me. Hope. Or who I know who have asked me. P1. Got you. All right. I'm going to tag you all. And then I'm going to stop right there. If you want to share it, then you certainly can. But tune in right here. So what we've got is we have moved around our entire living room for you because in all honesty, that is what many churches and people are having to do, that you're having to move around. Hey, Sherry Brown Jackson, how are you? Many of you are having to move around on your rooms, your offices, your living rooms, your houses. You're having to move those things around in order to accommodate the need to stream, particularly during the COVID-19 crisis. Babe, will you go and look at the video last night? And there were several people who had commented about the camera usage and stuff like that I didn't. Hey, miss you too, Kisa. Hey, Kiwan. Hey, Sherry Brown Jackson. And make sure that we tag them in. So this is going to be a kind of tutorial. I'm going to be using several cameras. I'm going to walk around and kind of show you the setup. So we've got a couple of little scenes set up in the living room. We've cleared out the furniture so that you guys can see some of the tools that we're using, but also how we do the setup. And so I've got, since we figured out how to use the cell phone as a camera, I'm going to walk you around with my cell phone in just a moment to show you the setup. But this is going to be primarily for Mac users. If you are a Mac user, I'll do some other work for PC users. We put in some work working on the PC computer today, but I've still got to learn software for it. So this is primarily for Mac users, all right? But if you want the switches and the multi-camera setup. But if you have one camera and you just want to use Facebook Live directly, then this can apply to you as well. So first of all, the software that we're using is called Ecamm Live. I have asked them to be an affiliate, but they haven't approved that just yet. So ecammlive.com, I believe, or just maybe ecam.com. Either way, Google ecammlive.com. The software is a subscription software. It's either for the standard, which is what I use at the moment, is $12 a month or $120 for the year. That's how they bill it for the year. And if you get the pro version, then it's $24 a month, $240, I think. $12 for the year for sure. $12 for the year for sure, and I think it might be $240 for the year if you get the pro version. So Ecamm Live. Kiwan says he got the Ecamm Live. Great. He had an excellent question, which was the same question I had earlier today. Yes, you can use Ecamm Live on multiple computers if you have your own laptop, say that you're running at home, but you also have a Mac computer or a laptop at your church. They will allow you to download it, I think, on 2 or 3 computers, but you can't be sharing it. So I can't share with Kiwan. Kiwan can't share with Sherry. Everybody has to have their own, but if you have multiple computers that you need to be able to operate it from, you can do that on your own license. And so the license that you purchase for the year or your subscription. So keep that in mind. Ecamm Live. So download it. It really is download it, and it's simple to open up and use. And then it's about learning how to use the software. It has overlays and all of that kind of stuff, which we'll get into more. But right now, I want to just walk you through a basic hardware setup. So if you're using this on Sunday, if you're using it tomorrow, if you're using it tonight, whatever, I want you to be able to set up. All right. So you put the software on your computer, and then you need to have your camera. So again, when you hand me the webcam that's over there in the box, I'm going to show you a couple options. You can have just your cell phone, which is what we're going to start with. You can have just your cell phone, all right, and your cell phone needs to be plugged into your computer. Your cell phone needs to be plugged into your computer. So let's assume that all you've got is your cell phone, your laptop, and the software, all right? Now you can go directly into Facebook Live to do this, but Facebook Live doesn't give you the ability to add the special screens and the effects, which is, I believe, ultimately what you all are trying to get to. Now, if you can't buy the software at the moment, then you can go straight into Facebook Live just via your cell phone, and you'll be fine, good to go, right? But this is about, so if you want to step your game up a little bit, so you need a cord, and a long enough cord. So this, I think, is like a 10-foot lightning cable from my cell phone is plugged into the USB port in my on my computer. And I've got the app that's called Shoot, SHOOT, that is a companion app to Ecam. All right, and it turns this into a camera. So I'm going to start with this. All right, so let's assume that we've set this on a tripod. I'm showing you guys the audience. All right, we've set this on a tripod. You're looking at my screen right now. Let me do a screen share really quickly so you can see what the screen looks like. All right. So you guys are, let's see if it'll show me. It may not let you see what the screen looks like in terms of the, let's see, it may not show you. I'm trying to see if it's going to show you the entire screen. All right, so I'm going to have to show you through the camera, so that's fine. So look, this is what the screen looks like right now. All right, you're looking at me because I'm talking through another webcam. All right, but when I want to switch down to another camera angle, my cameras come down here for me. And so I'm going to click on the one that is the cell phone. It's named Shazetta because that's what my cell phone is named. Reverend Mason, the program is $120 for the year. It is a subscription program. It's called Ecamm Live, and it's for a Mac computer. If you have a PC, I'm going to work on another program for you guys. And right now, for Mac users, it's called Ecamm Live. All right, so I'm going to choose the camera that I'm using, which for now is the cell phone. So if you're just using your cell phone, right, you would place your cell phone on a tripod stand. Let me see, baby, if you will, the small tripod over there, I think, has the cell phone holder on it. You would place your cell phone holder on, no sir, tripod already has a cell phone holder on the holder. There you go. Yeah, my hubby's such a good sport. You would place your tripod holder on something like this. Let me switch cameras back over. You would place your cell phone on something like this. This is actually a full-size tripod, but I'm not going to open it up. You'll place your cell phone here and use your tripod. You would do it like this to use your back camera. All right, so that this would become your camera. If this is all you got, you can still do this with your cell phone. All right, so let me go back to the camera view here. So you've got this camera view. Let me get up off the floor. Y'all pray I can get up. All right. And so assume that you had this set up. Forget the train table. that's there, right? And you've got your setup that's right here. You've got your one camera angle. You might need another camera person that's going to switch you over for your musicians. Y'all like our little scenes we got set up for you. That's going to switch you over for the musicians, you know, your congregation that's over here at the train table or whatever the case may be. All right. So your cell phone is fully capable of putting out a high quality video, is capable of catching high quality audio as well. If you don't have a lapel microphone, I'm going to show you a microphone option. It's called the Samson Go Mic. I'm going to put the links down in a minute. My husband's going to work on dropping links for us so that you can pick this stuff up. The Samson Go Mic. But this is an iPhone 11, the 8, the 10, even the 7 will give you pretty reasonable quality if all you have is your cell phone and you don't want to spend the money, you can't spend the money, or you just don't have the time. Your cell phone is going to give you clear access. All right, but our cell phone today is not our main. It's not our main camera. It's going to be the camera that I show you. All right, so I'm going to show you really quickly a different view. This is the camera that most of you all liked really well on last night. I think you can see me. So this is the Lumix GX85. Here I am with my podium that's down here. That really is my son's Lego table. All right, but it's here creating the scene. All right, so this is the Lumix GX85. This camera is a professional both photo and video camera. Okay, we'll drop the links after this is over. I'll drop the links to everything that you need down in the comments and up in the description box as well. And you can also inbox me. Okay, I'm not going to tax him with doing that right now. So the Lumix GX85, and what I have on it is a 25mm 1.8 lens. So the reason the lens matters, and Reverend Dr. Mason can attest to this, she also does some photography on the side, is the type of lens that you get lets in a certain amount of light. Most of our churches are reasonably well lit though, so a kit lens will do you. I have such a short lens on here because I'm in a short space, and so I don't want to have to zoom way in, but I also don't want to have to be way far away in order to use it. So go with your kit lens, but this is a 25mm lens on the Lumix GX85. Now, the thing about the Lumix GX85 is that it's not a camera that you can just plug in and it'll automatically play. It needs some help because photo cameras are not meant to be web cameras, so they need some additional attachments and dongles to make them work and to make your computer actually read them as a webcam. So I'm going to take you back over here and I'm going to show you what our setup is for this. So I'm going to bring you back to our cell phone camera and I'm going to show you what we got set up. So here, say hey babe. Let me turn it this way. He says hi. There we go. So we have the Lumix GX85 camera right here, right? And the way that you tell what the lens is, it's a 25. See if I can get this focus. There we go. 25mm, and that number right there, 1.7, lets you know how much light it lets in. The lower that number is, the more expensive the lens will typically be, but also the more light the lens will let in. All right, so running out of the Lumix GX85, we've got a micro. Understand the difference between mini and micro. We have a micro HDMI cord that's running out of the camera, right? It's running down here across my couch. And it's running into the Cam Link, the Elgato Cam Link. Now, there are some other versions of the Elgato Cam Link. You can get a Black Magic box. The Elgato Cam Link is the most simple of them to use that I found so far. I ordered a couple of other options on Amazon today, and as we figure that out, I'll be able to show you. You asked multiple photographers about which one, about the GX85 key one, is that what you mean? And so it runs out into the Cam Link, and then it goes into this. Now, this box is not necessary if you have a standard USB port on your computer. This is the newer MacBook Pro, and so it uses USB-C. So this kind of serves as an adapter. But for most of you, unless you have the 2019, 2020, probably late 2018 MacBook Pro, this Cam Link is just a regular USB, like a thumb drive. It'll plug directly into your computer, and when it does that, the camera will pop up here as a source, and it'll say Cam Link 4K for you. It will pop up as a source, and also it'll allow you to choose that as your audio input if you wish to. I'm just running out of the computer right now. So your camera sources, you look here and you see all of your camera sources. All right. So that is how we get. Hold on, I'm gonna switch this back over. Let me show you the setup one more time. I'm gonna show it to you in reverse order. We have our USB port, which is essentially what this is, an adapter, and then we have the Cam Link with an HDMI cord plugged into it. The HDMI cord runs back into the Lumix GX85, which is our camera of choice. All right, so this is the main camera that we're using. Now, if you already own a Canon camera, right, then you're in the money because a Canon camera doesn't require, I'm going to switch camera views now and go back over and talk to you over here. If you have a Canon camera, you're already in the money because a Canon camera for Ecamm Live does not require an extra dongle, so you wouldn't need the Cam Link 4K in order for in order for Ecamm Live to read your Canon camera. It's some relationship that Ecamm and Canon have where you can plug in a Canon camera just via the USB port and all is well. So if you have a Canon camera, you're already a step ahead of some of us. All right, so speaking of a Canon camera, I'm going to show you that view. I talked to you last night about a Canon camera that we picked up on Facebook Marketplace. Now, if you know me at all, I try not to buy most things at full price. Usually I get things that are gently used, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, eBay, that type of thing. But Facebook Marketplace has become really my place of choice on picking up and purchasing used items. And so I wanted to see how the Canon cameras worked with Ecamm Live. And so what I did was I went on Marketplace and I picked up a camera. I got the Canon M3. Now you can do this with the Canon M, the M3. Recommendation to Kiwan last night as he's preparing the purchase for his church was to go ahead and get the M50 because the M50 shoots in 4K. Now let me say this, a 4K camera is amazing, but several people, most people, aren't necessarily watching your feed in 4K. So if you got a budget, get a camera that shoots in 1080, right? Get the camera that shoots in 4K if you can. But if you have one that shoots in 1080, don't feel like you got to go and buy another camera. It's going to put out a very solid quality picture anyway. All right, so I'm going to shoot you over to the Canon. I picked up the Canon M3. This M3 shoots in 1080p. All right, it shoots in 1080, which is a really good quality, but it's got a kit lens on it, and there's not a whole lot of light over here in this corner. And so the picture's going to be clean, but it's not going to be as crisp as the one we're looking at right now. All right, so let me switch cameras over here. Let's switch cameras over here. We're going to take you over to our praise and worship set over here, which is essentially what this is. So Kiwan, you got your musicians, you got the kids. They're doing whatever they're doing before you get ready to teach or preach, and you've got this set up right here. So you're asking, how do you have the Canon camera then run into the computer? Well, most computers have multiple USB ports, and so I'm going to show you how I'm running, kind of splitting the signal half and half on either side of the computer. Whether it's important or not, I don't know, but I like to create some sort of balance, if nothing more than for chord control. So we've got keyboard here, or your musicians here, and I'm going to show you how that's set up. Give me 1 second. Spin out of my chair. All right, so even though you see even this picture here is a crisper picture than what you saw last night because I wasn't even in any sort of light. I hadn't adjusted any settings. This right here is actually my patio. All right, so let's think about creative spaces and creative sets. So you may be in your house, you may be in your office. Look around and find some of the spaces that you can utilize and reuse that will make for an attractive backdrop for what you're doing, all right? So, Dr. Mason, I saw that you have a plant that's behind you. That's really good. I would pull up off of the plant just a little bit, right? Kiwan, I saw that you had a clean space that you're using when you were doing your lives. Take some time because you want it to be a reasonable watching experience, a reasonably clean and quality watching experience for your people. All right, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about hardware. So let me go and show you the setup for the Canon camera. Checking your comments over here to see if I need. Oh, hey, Nay. I'm showing people the hardware setup for a streaming setup for their church services or whatever they're doing for their lives from their home. All right, so let me show you guys back to the cell phone view. All right, so again, let me come over here to the Canon camera. This is the Canon M3. All right, it is set up right here. All right, and from the Canon M3, and Kiwan will have to see if it's true for the M50, and I believe that it is, for Ecam to read the Canon camera, it doesn't run from the HDMI port, which there is one on this camera. Instead, it runs from the USB port. That seems to be really important. All right, so what I've got is a mini on this one, USB. Kiwan, your camera will be a micro USB if you go with the M50. The micro USB, this is a mini USB cord, is coming down here. It's a relatively long cord. I've actually got it into an extension because I needed some longer width. It's going into an extension cord right here, into a dongle, and it goes directly into my USB port on my laptop, and that's how I'm reading it. All right, so again, from the computer, this is just a standard USB port. This converts to a standard USB port. Most of you will not need this, so think of this as your USB port. USB port, the USB cord goes from here. Hopefully you have a long enough one, and goes into the USB port on the camera. You turn the camera on, and Ecam reads the camera. Again, I'll show you where it reads it right here in the camera. EOS M3 is what you see right there, and that is the camera that it's reading. It's referring to it as camera 2. All right, and then that's cameras 1, 2. All right, and camera 3 outside of the phone is this guy right here. All right, so let's assume, babe, you go over to the preacher space. I'm gonna get back down here on the floor. All right, so let's assume that Dr. Hill is preaching. Let me switch my camera views again. Let's assume that Dr. Hill is preaching, all right? You've got your person here who is, I am not on camera, but I am just running the camera. So if you got a person that's running the camera, or if it's you yourself, all right? You've got the person that's here, okay? So Dr. Hill is now preaching. Dr. J is preaching. And so we've moved Dr. J over here. Look up at the camera, preacher. Look up at the camera. He's reading his notes as he prepares to preach. All right. It's a little bright for him. So let's assume that your camera person, let me find it. Your camera person is watching, or your person who's running your AV is watching. We can turn that brightness down a little bit on him, give him more of a balanced look, adjust the temperature a little bit. He's also taller than I am, and so he's closer to the light. Part of his head is getting cut off. All right, but so now we have all of our cameras set up. He's preaching, right, and someone is playing. Yeah, he's definitely glowing because he's up closer to the light. We didn't adjust for his height. So he's preaching. Then we have whomever, not me, whomever is over here, step back out of the camera pop. Whoever is over here, well, he's going to do praise and worship too, because you know some of y'all preachers try to do it all.
This is imaginary though.
He's over there doing it all over there. The camera's a little bit out of focus because of how far he's standing back. It's focused to be right there in the center. All right, you've got that camera. Perhaps you've got an audience of people who are, I'm going to show you the webcam in just a second, Elder. Perhaps you've got your congregation who is over here at the train table. Right, you've got someone else who's able to move around and get some crowd shots for you. This is with the cell phone camera, right? That is our third angle. And then the final one is right here for the webcam. Now, the webcam, I would assume that you wouldn't use, especially if you've got a multi-camera setup. The webcam, Dr. Mason says, hello, hey, Reverend Hoskins. Doctor, you would not use the webcam if you're doing a multi-camera setup. But if you wanted to use the webcam, so say, Dr. Mason, for what you're doing, because I believe you're probably using your cell phone camera right now. If you wanted to do just a stationary setup, this camera is literally just on top of my computer. What I'm recommending for you is the Logitech C920 or the Logitech 1080 Pro Stream or the C922. If you can get your hands on either one of these sorts of webcams, or really any webcam will do you. But the higher quality ones are these, and it's a little blurry right now because I think I got fingerprints on it. But that's the general setup. So I'm going to walk you through one more time, and then I'm going to show you a few accessories that I would pick up, that I have picked up, that I would use if I were attempting to do the multicam setup in this way. All right. So I'm going to show you one more time. Let me see if I can back out. I'm going to take you to my cell phone camera here. The cell phone view. All right, so let me see if I can come over here with the link that this cord is going to give me and give you a full room view. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to check that out. All right, so essentially we've got here, I'm behind right now the Canon camera, which is pointed toward our music area over here. All right, over here, point toward that camera for them, babe. We've got the Lumix GX85, which is pointed toward your podium area, if you will, right? You've got the web camera that's right now on top of the computer, but can be put on a tripod because, again, remember, as I said to you, it's got a tripod adapter here around the bottom, so you can screw this to a tripod and move this camera around to anywhere you want to move it around to be as a third or fourth camera angle for you. And then finally, you've got the cell phone camera, which is kind of fluid. So say you've got somebody moving around, they're doing praise and worship, you've got the main camera angle, but you want to get in close on what the musician is doing, then you can go here, or you've got somebody that is just moving around with the camera. This is for a smaller space, obviously, that wants to get up close on the preacher, then you can do that. All right, so again, this is not a difficult setup. I'm going to show you again. Here is my laptop. All right. Of course, you want to adjust your cords a little bit better, make them neater. Right. But this is my laptop. I've got out of this USB port a USB cord running up to the Canon M3 camera. All right. That's all that's on this side. On this side, I've got running out of my USB cord. I've got 3 USB items running out of here. I've got my webcam, right, which is this camera right here. Got my webcam right plugged in right here. I've got the Cam Link right here, which is going to the Lumix GX85 camera. And then I've got my own lightning cable cord that's right here that's dealing with my cell phone. And that's it. Once everything is plugged in, then Ecam shows you all of the available sources here under camera, but it also shows you the view of all of those sources down here on the bottom. Now let me switch you back to the webcam so that we can talk about it. All right, so there are a few things that make the process even more crisp, even more easy. Will you pass me a little red case of lapel mic in it? So I'm gonna show you a few accessories. After you've gotten your camera, after you've gotten your software, then there are some other things that you might want to consider, okay? One of those things is audio. Right now, I'm just using the audio from my computer, okay? Because I was moving around, didn't want to be tied up to the, how shall I say, to the cord while I was moving around. All right, so I'm gonna plug this in real quick so that you can hear and hopefully hear the difference. So here is a lapel mic. This lapel mic cost me $14.99. I'll put the links to everything down in the comments. I'll also put the links up in the post. And if you want me to send you a list of everything that I featured here today, I could do that as well. All right, so I'm gonna clip this. I know we typically clip lapel mics up here. That's fine, but I typically clip mine down a little further, but I'm gonna clip it up here just for the heck of it. All right, I'm getting out of focus. Right, the thing. All right, so switched over audio. Hold on, let me make sure that it's not muted. All right, so you guys can hear me. So now this is an external microphone. It's probably clipping a little bit because it's really loud. Let's see. All right, so I can see my levels. Can you all hear me pretty clearly? All right, so can you tell the difference between having the lapel mic? I feel subconscious about having it over here, but I need some power for the actual computer because my computer's about to die. So are you able to hear a difference in sound quality for, yes ma'am, I'll send you the list, Elder Mason. Hear the difference in sound quality between having the room, right, the room audio as opposed to a lapel mic audio. So let me switch again so that you hear. I'm not going to unplug it. So this is the audio straight out of the room, straight into the mic, straight into the computer. This is the computer's mic. And this is the external lapel mic. So you're able to tell the difference, right? I know you lost me. You lost me because I was adjusting for audio. So you can hear me now. You can hear the difference between the two microphones, I believe. Yes? All right. So lapel microphone. I would make this the first $12 I get after I buy a camera, after I get a camera, I would do this. Now, again, if you're just going to be using your cell phone and you're not going to, and the software and not get an external camera, then make this your next purchase. Dr. Van Williams, hey, the lapel mic is clearer, right? And so clear audio is important, right? So no matter how great the picture is, unless you like from the silent movie era, no matter how pretty the picture is, if you can't hear, you're not going to stick around and watch. And so remember, your audio is as important as your visual, okay? So a $12 investment, literally $12.99, probably some that are cheaper, but this is $12.99. It plugs right into the computer. If you're going to be closer to the computer, let me see one of the longer lapel mics over there. If this is going to be closer to the computer, then this short one will do you. But if you're going to be far from the computer, this one is about 30 feet probably, and it'll probably cost you about $24 for this one. This is an Audio-Technica mic. Again, we'll put this on the list for them if you're keeping track of the things I'm supposed to put on the list. All right, we got this here with the longer mic so that you can stretch across the room. And there is a wireless option if you want to spend a little bit more money. Again, remember I told you I'm going to go budget, free budget, and then up in the direction. So the next option that you have is called a Samson Go Mic. All right, now I really bought the Samson Go Mic for when I'm out in the field on my mission trips, doing some of the activism stuff. This little clip right here is actually a cell phone clip, right? And so you snap this to the back of your cell phone. I can show you. You snap it to the back of your cell phone like that. And then it has a cord that goes from here into the bottom of your phone for your lightning cable. All right. But it also has an option where you go from here and you can plug it into your computer, which for you is what you will need it to do. Once you do that, it has a receiver here that transmits the signal between here and here. This part you have clipped to you. Well, this part you have clipped to you with the microphone plugged in. Here's the lapel mic. Right? And it communicates with this thing, whether this thing is attached to the back of your cell phone, if you're just using your cell phone and no software, or whether or not you've got this plugged into your laptop. This allows you to move around wirelessly and you all still get the audio. I'll do a demo of this another day, of the setup for this another day. It's really just plug and play, but it's an excellent tool. This is going to run you by itself $200. All right, this is $199. I've tried some knockoff versions of it that run pretty well, but they are a little more clunky. And so this is just an easy setup, but will run you $199. Amazon, Best Buy, you can get it pretty much anywhere, or go directly to the Samsung website. Guitar Center has them sometimes. Micro Center, if you're in Dallas, you can pick it up. But like Micro Center right now, I believe it's closed. Best Buy is doing pick up in your parking lot only. Amazon is your friend for things like this. All right, so those are the two things primarily that I would pick up. All right, some other basic accessories: cables. All right, if you're starting out and you're just using your cell phone, of course you can use your cell phone cable, but pick up some cables of varying lengths. All right, you need 3-foot, 6-foot, and 10-foot cables of each, and have a backup cable for what you are doing. A backup cable is incredibly important. All right, because a backup cable allows for, if something happens, if you lose something, if you get a shortage, you don't want to have to cancel your entire stream because you didn't have a backup cable. And so buy two. And cables, they're really expensive if you get them from an electronics store or a place like Guitar Center, but you can get cables a dime a dozen literally on Amazon, $18.99, $8.99, $6.99, depending on the length and the type of cable. So make a list of the type of cables that you need for the cameras that you're using, and order a couple of them if you can afford to do so, or if you have the time, the space, and the finances to do so. Now, what questions do you have for me with regard to this setup? What questions do you have for me, pastors, presiding elders, business owners that are here with me tonight? What questions do you have that I can answer for you? We're going to get the links out, the list and the links out after I end the broadcast, and we'll upload those and shoot them out. Put them in a list on the page, but also to those of you who ask them directly, we'll send it to you in the inbox. What questions, or do you have any questions for me at this moment? Kiwan, I know you got the software where you're able to get it set up. Get it set up for yourself, because once you get the software, you got the iPhone, your lightning cable plugs it in with the app, it should read it just fine. and you should be up and going. So while we're waiting, I'll show you a couple of other things. Don't forget going from your computer into your soundboard. So I don't have a soundboard here with me, Kiwan, but essentially what you would do, I'll show you how you will find it once you plug in. So you need, as long as your soundboard has a USB out, that's the only way I know how to do it. But there are some other audio tech people that may be able to help you. A friend of mine named John Mike, I'll connect you with. All right, so I don't have the soundboard. So assume that you plug the soundboard in. All right, you're in. I'm going to switch camera views for you real quick. Give me 1 second. All right, switching. I don't know what I just did. All right, there we are. Switching camera angles for you. All right, so say that you have plugged in your soundboard. You're going to go here to mic, right up here, and it's going to show you the different inputs. All right, let me show it to you a different way, because over here, when you see window shows you essentially what the screens are that you want to have open. So like I've got my comments bar. I've got my comments bar open right here. Hey, Ben Reese. Right, I've got my overlays open right here, which I'm not going to get into tonight on my overlays. But let me get you to window here, and I'm going to open up sound levels. All right, so opening up sound levels, it's going to give me this right here, and it's going to allow me to choose my microphone. So in the same place that I chose my external mic, you'll see your soundboard show up here. So for the soundboard, one of the soundboards we use for some of the other stuff, it says MGXU, or it may say Yamaha. So it'll let you choose your soundboard here. And once you click and choose your soundboard, I'm choosing my mic, then it allows you to adjust the volume. It allows you to adjust for sound effects, to mute or unmute the microphone or the soundboard right here. So it lets you choose it, and whatever you choose is what's going out into your stream. Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense? Ben Reese, do you have something specific that you wanted me to show? I think, Ben, you're just joining us, and so I'll show you the camera setup. I'm going to send my preacher back over here to the preacher spot. Was just showing them how we set up, and you can catch the hardware setup. I know that you are tech savvy, so it won't be anything difficult for you. But we've got a 4-camera setup right now. We're running the Lumix GX85. Lumix GX85 Panasonic camera right here through this setup. It is going through a Cam Link, Elgato Cam Link into my computer. We've got the over here, my praise and worship people are here at this camera. You got to come over here so that you're actually in the camera frame. There we go. Right there, that's running through the Canon M50. It's a little out of focus right now because I haven't made any adjustments. The software is called Ecamm Live. It is a software that is proprietarily for Mac users. I'm working on some PC options as well. So you've got that camera, and then the camera that I'm speaking through right now is the Logitech C920 webcam. And then finally, my cell phone is plugged in to the software and is serving as a 4th camera angle that is fluid and able to be moved around, and there's absolutely no latency from what I can see and understand. So the software is called Ecamm Live, Ben. Ecamm Live. It's a subscription software, so $120 for the year for the standard version, which is what I'm using now, and I think it's $240 for the year for the Pro version, which gives you a few more capabilities, but I haven't decided if it's worth me paying for the extra money yet. So that is what I'm using at this moment. Listen, guys, I don't ever mind sharing the knowledge that the Lord has blessed us to have. We do trial and error stuff, and it's something that my husband and I enjoy doing individually, but also together. I am a self-proclaimed geek. There you go. So if you're all things Mac, Ben, much power, much respect to you, my brother. I don't understand people who aren't all things Mac, and so it definitely you will be able to use it. And let me show you the piece of hardware that I'm using. That is the Cam Link, Elgato Cam Link. That's right here. Is how I'm running my non-Canon cameras into the system. And then the Canon cameras, Ecam. If you have a Canon camera, Ecam will pick up the Canon without any extra capture card or device. But what we've done, as you may have seen if you looked at the picture looks. Camera one, yeah. So camera one, back over there from bed. Camera one is the thank you, Elder Mason. Camera one, Ben, is the Panasonic GX85. It's running in 4K, and again, it's got a 1.7 lens on it, so it really is. It's the camera, but also the lens that's causing that picture to come out crisp, because I don't have any additional lighting in my house right now. I'm just using my overhead ceiling lights. I didn't set up lights and all that kind of stuff. That stuff's at the office. And then go back to that camera over there. For our Canon M3, it's just the kit lens that's on there, and so it's much darker over there in that corner. I haven't focused the lens any. I ordered a lens for that, a 1.7 lens, that'll be here in a couple of days, and so I'm hoping that it will come in and you'll be able to see just what that camera is capable of. This camera is capable of as crisp, almost as crisp an image as the 4K camera. And then of course my cell phone, this is the iPhone 11, but the 7 and 8 can do the same thing. And they allow you to move things around. Now, one thing I will encourage you to do, will you turn the TV on, the Apple TV for us? So I'm going to show you another piece that we were using earlier today when I was doing some live stuff, if you have it. And this isn't a recommended purchase. It's just it's just kind of cool to add, if you ask me. And it serves a couple of purposes. You can use it as a monitor for what you're doing, or you can use it to put some things up behind you from your computer screen. And so let me see, I'm going to AirPlay this over to, we've got Apple TV, there we are. And I'm going to switch cameras to my cell phone camera so that you can, actually I don't have to. I can switch to the Lumix camera. And so you can see part of, halfway anyway, the screen up behind us is showing the, it's showing my computer screen. So imagine if on my computer screen I had my logo, my church, whatever, that could be up behind me while we're teaching, and the camera can pick it up. So it is an Apple TV. It's absolutely wireless. It is, and that is the first generation Apple TV. I have not bought the newer Apple TV. That is the first generation Apple TV. As long as it's connected to the same Wi-Fi signal as your laptop or your phone or your iPad or whatever it might be, you can cast it up there to that, and there's no problem. Let's talk about your iPad. You can do the same thing with your iPad. If you plug your iPad into the Ecam, it will show as one of the cameras, right? As one of the camera angles. And so if you've got, let me show you. I'm going to turn the camera part off on my cell phone and just show you my screen. Give me a second. I'm going to put a picture up on my screen and just show you my screen on my camera. All right, let's see here. It still picks it up as a camera source. All right, and there we are. So I'm showing you my camera screen. So assume that you have your iPad or your iPhone plugged in. It's showing you what's on. It's going to show us what's on that screen. It's okay. I'm not going to plug in another source right now because I've got all my USB ports taken up. All right, show you what's on that screen. So you're saying, well, but you can still see the edges. You can see all that. Fret not, young ones. Fret not. Let me show you what we can do. Let's go to our camera effects screen here, and we're going to make zooming in possible on here. Yes, we are. And let's see if we can zoom in, if it's going to let us zoom in on this guy right here, so that we can get rid of those edges, or at least some of them, right? So it brings it up a little bit more on the screen. So you're able to use this even as a camera source, or let me take you back to my cell phone camera app here so that I can show you. Y'all don't judge me for all the apps on my phone, okay? All right, let's take you back here. All right, so let's zoom over here in the overlays. I'm just going to mess with y'all for a minute. Over here in the overlays screen, that if I wanted to do an overlay here on the computer, I could. This is the one from my noonday prayer that I've been doing, that I'm doing every day while we are in quarantine anyway. And so you've got that. I can send this so that you don't see my edges around there. You can change the screen here. I can add a countdown. I can show you a video if I wanted to that's right here. So say you got your announcements video or whatever you wanted to do on here, you're able to do that with the software that we're using here on the using here for this process. All right, I'm going to switch you back to my webcam view. Any other questions that you guys have? Any other questions? If you have questions, you can certainly put them down into the comments section. All right, you can put them down into the comment section, or you can inbox them to me. I woke up with several inboxes this morning from people who had watched the live. I'm gonna check real quick. I've got some other comments that are coming on over here. So some other people that are watching through my personal profile page. All right, so listen, I'm going to work on the links. I'm going to send those out. I'm going to post them over here on this page. If you haven't already liked the Hill House Media page, please do so that you'll get the notifications for when we go live. I'm going to continue this process because I'm extremely proud of all the pastors and churches who are working tirelessly to make sure that your people are still able to receive the word and the worship experience even during the shelter-in-place orders. All right, to be honest, there are ministry tools that we could have and should have been using up until now, but now we have the opportunity to maximize our ability to reach people inside their homes, their vehicles, or their work, or whatever they are is. Yeah, the C920 Pro, where'd you get it, Ben? Because I haven't been able to find the webcams. I happened to look up on the C922 at Walmart in the clearance section last week when I was walking through, but because the colleges and schools and universities have all gone online, they're really, really hard to find and pick up. So if you got a plug in Dallas, let me know. Because I'm picking them up for some other people. But really, really proud. And so we are willing and desirous to share our knowledge with you. All right. And it's we're considering it seed in good ground. All we ask is that you take the knowledge and that you use it to make your ministry and your work better. All right. The links that I will send out, full disclosure, the links that I will send out to, particularly to the Amazon products, are Amazon affiliate links for us. All right, which means that we are affiliates with Amazon. So whenever someone clicks through our link, Office Max in Arlington, I got you. Whenever somebody clicks through on our link, we receive a small commission from what you purchase, and that helps us continue to put forth content at no additional charge to you. And so I hope that you all will utilize those links if you're going to choose to purchase those items. That you will purchase those links, and I do that in full disclosure, no pressure. If you're going to purchase it anyway, then we invite you to utilize the links that we use, and that will continue to be a blessing to us, so that we can continue to put this out. Finally, if there are other questions that you would like for us to answer, not just about this setup, but about other things, how you can go live, how you can just tech solutions in general. Hey, you can catch the replay, Renee. It's no problem. You can catch the replay. I'll show the four camera angles for you again. Earlier, I showed them a couple times earlier in the broadcast, so make sure you catch the replay, and you'll be able to catch on. If you have any questions, then inbox me, of course. So if you have questions about other things, if there are other tech solutions that you want to ask, if you get the software and you have questions about using the software, let me know, let us know, and we will help you with that. A couple of the other videos that I'm working on is how to start your podcast. So not everybody is going to come to Facebook Live. Not everybody's going to go to YouTube. And so try to figure out other solutions as well for getting the word out to people. So we're going to talk about podcasting. We're going to talk about blogging. We're going to talk about the difference. Glad you like the overlay process. It's a really easy and seamless process. Once you have your graphics and you just load them up like pictures, and it's just drag and drop. Really, it's just drag and drop, Renee. And so we want to show you other ways. All right. Also, I want you to consider this. Another option that we're going to talk you through, not tonight, is what happens when you can't go live. This is a really, really, really big issue. All right. Because a couple of things. We saw Facebook had some issues with their algorithm, or that's at least what they said a few days ago, when all of the worship experiences that have been put up on Sunday were taken down, and then everybody raised all of the Elder Mason, I'm ready for you to do the podcast. You got the voice, and you got it for the podcast. So we're going to walk you through that, no problem. Going live is not always feasible for a couple of reasons. The signals, and mainly for a couple of reasons right now. So for smaller churches, but particularly for churches that are in rural places or smaller cities. So my husband's church, for instance, is not in the country. It's just in a smaller town. a smaller town that has a lot of churches, all right? And so on a Sunday morning, if all of those churches in that city, in that town, are trying to go live, there's going to be some backup, there's going to be some buffering, there's going to be some downright disconnects. And so we've got to figure out, how do we still get our message out? So Ecamm allows you to record, right, your service, to do all the switching and everything like you would, and then you can simply upload the service later on if that's what you want to do. But I'm also going to show you how to record your services with 1 or 2 cameras and just do some basic editing that will allow you to upload your service after. I know everybody feels like going live is the thing, but going live with poor quality, is worse than not going live at all. And so we want to focus on quality. It's really, really important that you have and again, you can do that quality with your cell phone. We're going to show you how to record with your cell phone, how to edit with your cell phone. Everything that we teach is going to start with the presupposition that you have only your cell phone, and it's going to take you up step by step from there. And so again, I want you to remove the excuses, right? If you don't have a team, if you don't have a budget, if you're able to watch this, if you're watching this video right now, you're watching it on a cell phone, a tablet, or a laptop, which means that you are able to produce quality content for your streaming audience, for your Facebook audience, for your website, or anything like that. All right. So I want you to say first to yourself, I can do this. You are the little engine that could, and Hill House is going to help you do that. All right. And we're going to do it free of cost. We just ask that you take the knowledge and you use it for good, and you use it to make sure that your quality is as good as it possibly can be. All right. We had the GX85 camera. All right. Because, well, I'm a filmmaker photographer, so it's one of the cameras that we use. The Canon M50 with the lens. All right. It's not the crispest of views right now. And again, that's because I haven't spent a lot of time adjusting inside the camera. Picked it up 2 days ago, literally plugged it up and played, and I've got another lens that's coming for it, right? But we picked up that camera for $200 even. I probably could have walked the guy down to $150, all right? I found another guy today who was willing to sell me 2 of them, a Canon M and then an M100 with one lens today for $350, and I just didn't feel like going out to get it. But all I'm saying is, if you have a budget, you don't have to go brand new out of the box. You can get something used, and most of the time, people who own cameras like these, they take care of their stuff, and when they're selling it, it's just because they're upgrading to the latest and greatest. And so when you purchase used, you can do that. All right, so the M3, the webcam, Ben Reese, if you're still watching, how much did you pay for your C922? I picked this one up for $64. It was the last one at Walmart. This one's still in the box because mine that's in front of me is working really well. And so if you guys are interested too in me finding other used items, let me know. I don't mind helping, right? Things are becoming far and few between, more difficult to find used now because so many people are trying to accomplish what they're trying to accomplish at this moment, because we're in the shelter in place and churches are worried about not serving their parishioners in their congregations. All right. So we're going to teach you. You can go live, yes, but we also want to teach you how to record and edit and produce a easy product. Don't be intimidated. Don't be intimidated. Most of you who are watching can do this. If you can operate your cable television, if you can operate, yes, ma'am, I will, Elder. If you can operate your DVR, if you can operate your cell phone, if you can do Facebook Live with your cell phone, I can teach you this. Like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I can teach you this. You can do this. If you can copy and paste on a computer, you can edit a video. And by no means am I saying that if you want me to do the editing for you, that I won't do it at a nominal fee. If you want to send me your stuff, I got you. But I'm trying to empower others who can and want to do it for yourself. Also, as you're continuing to do it, if you need website development, that is something that we can help you with and do. That is at a fee, of course. Our brother Ben Reese also does that, and so he says he pays $69.99 for the C920. So that's about cost, somewhere between $50 and $70, and you'll pick up the webcam if you just want to use this simple view like we have, or you want to use it for home setup or office setup or on the go and don't want to pick a bunch of stuff. This is literally plug and play. The software reads it and you're done. And even on Facebook Live. Let me show you. I'm going to go over to, let me see if I can do a screen share for you. Give me a second. Over to my Facebook. Y'all, I'm sitting under the ceiling fan getting stopped up. Hold on a second. I'm going to go over to Facebook 1 second. Y'all are still looking at me. I'm going to do a screen share, but I want to show you what it looks like when you're going to go live on Facebook. All right, so let me do screen share real quick. Hold up. Wait a minute. All right, so I'm showing you Facebook, okay? And so Facebook, you're gonna go down here if you're on your computer, and you're gonna go to live video. That's right here. All right, it's gonna open this up for you. You've got over here. It's gonna ask you which camera. All right, so right here you see the HD Pro webcam, which is what we're using, and then it'll also give me the option to use the Cam Link 4K, which is the Lumix GX85. What you don't see here is the Canon camera, because Ecam will read Canon directly into the software. But if you're going to use the Canon camera directly into Facebook, you'll still need the capture card, the Cam Link 4K that I showed you, or something like it, to capture the video and translate it so that Facebook will read it. But that's how easy it is to choose which camera that you're going to use. Key one, you asked about your soundboard. If you're going to go directly into Facebook and not worry about recording or adding any additional camera angles or anything like that, you're just going to run thing. You can choose your soundboard. It's going to let you choose your soundboard. Is going to show up right down in here where it has the microphone inputs. Right now, it's running for my external lapel mic. All right. So again, it literally is plug and play, and it is about being familiar. Let me move you back to the webcam here. I think I'm still showing you my let's see, hold on. Yep, I want to leave this side. All right, I think I'm back here showing you this. So let me see, go back to comments and see if there are any more. How do you place the banners at the bottom of your recordings and your live? All right, so that is done through the software. You can't do that directly through Facebook. Let me switch camera angles for you so that you can see, and I'll show you. All right, so right here, they're called overlays. Let me see if I can make this window a little larger for you so that you can see it. All right, so here they are. They're called overlays, all right? And so in the software, you go up here, and you want to show you your overlays, which is already showing me mine. You got your overlays. So you've got your overlays that are right here, all right? Let me pull it back a little bit. Overlays are right here, and you can add new overlays down here. So if you want to add a new overlay, it's going to bring up, let me move the comments box down a little bit, move these over to my workspace. It's going to bring up a number of photos. So let's see, let me find something I don't mind using. All right, so Hill House logo, for instance. So say I'm going to open it up. I'm going to open it. It's going to show up down here in my overlays box. And you guys are looking at it now because it's showing as visible. All right, to move it, I just do this. I can also, and you can't see it anymore, I can also resize it. All right, and the way that I resize it is, give me 1 second. You grab it. It's got an Xbox right here, but it's also got a resizing thing here. And so you do it, and you resize it, and you put it wherever you want to put it. So the thing about overlays is you want to work with your overlays before you go live. All right, you want to get your overlays uploaded and put in the place where they're going to be, where you want them to show up before you're live. Otherwise, people will see you resizing your overlays like this and moving your overlays around and all that kind of stuff. So you want your overlays placed where you're going to want them to be. You can make them in squares. You can make them in all sorts of different shapes or whatever. You can do picture in picture. And then when you don't want to see it anymore, let's go back here. When you don't want to see it anymore, you simply go over here to the little eye and you make it disappear and it's gone again. All right. This software is called Ecamm Live. It is for Mac users. I am looking for an equivalent for PC users, so I hope that you're a Mac user. I don't own no parts of Mac, but I believe that all people who do technology should work with Mac computers. But I am partial. I ain't judging nobody who ain't working with Mac. But this is a Mac software, and it is called Ecamm Live. And there are some others. I will do my research on a PC. I asked my mom for her old laptop that's sitting around, and she gave it to me. So we've been getting it cleaned up so that we can play with what it looks like to do something similar with equal quality from a Microsoft-based computer, from a PC. And so if you guys have tips or ideas on that, then certainly let the team know. and we will work on that. All right, last call. Any questions? We've been together now 59 minutes and 38 seconds, but I'm enjoying the time with you. And so if you have any additional questions, if there's anything that you want me or Dr. Hill to cover, the other Dr. Hill, Reverend Dr. Hill, Dr. J, let us know. Again, we're going to cover podcasting. We're going to cover blogging. We're going to cover video editing. We're going to cover in depth. Jeremiah, Dr. Mason says, will her present Macintosh computer work?
Yes.
He says yes. I don't know what you have, but he's apparently seen it. So he says yes, Elder Mason, it will work. Let's see. We're going to cover blogging. We're going to say blogging, podcasting. We're going to cover video editing. Another thing for churches, and I know this may seem, will you give me some cold water, sweetie? I know that this may seem elementary for some, but we're going to do a video, Elder Mason, and so you can share this with some of your preachers and pastors, that is going to show the difference between a Facebook profile and a Facebook page, and is going to show how to utilize the different things. We're also going to do, you guys know that I'm a graphic designer, and so y'all, the age of clip art has come and gone. All right, age of clip art has come and gone. And so I'm going to walk you through some free software where you can create your thumbnails, you can create your very basic graphics. This one right here, let me see, I'll make it a little larger. This graphic right here for Noonday Prayer that I just put up in the corner, I created this on one of the free softwares in about 5 minutes. This is easily done. There's just some basic principles you need to know. How you need to know about design. You'll need to use 127 fonts and 37 colors, and just some basic layout stuff. And so all I did was I saw a template in the free software. I made some adjustments, added my own branding colors, because I use for my own personal ministry stuff this color pink and like a really, really dark navy blue. Those are the two colors that I use. My husband uses a navy blue and lime green color as his colors for ministry. And the business, Hill House, uses that dark color navy and a bright color canary yellow. And so there's some brand consistency for us. But I changed it, added my own branding information to it, and that was it. My website is down at the bottom. So you want to make sure that you are consistently branding and attempting, even though people are watching you on Facebook Live, you want to run your traffic. I put up Hill House instead. You want to run your traffic back to your website as much as possible. So that is one place where we can help you. If you do not have a website, our website packages begin at $500 and go upwards from there depending on the capabilities that you need. All right, but we're talking about live streaming tonight. All right, any questions? I have had some people ask me, how do you stream to multiple platforms at one time? We will cover that, but I'm trying to get most of you started on Facebook Live because it is what you know. But I am going to show you how to stream to multiple platforms. This software actually allows you to stream. You can choose one or the other. You can choose Twitch or Periscope or YouTube or Facebook without any additional software. This software will let you stream to one platform, right, at a time. But you can choose among which platforms. What this does do is that this video, even when I hit finish and end this live broadcast, it will give me the option of uploading this exact video to my YouTube channel, which I will do because it's good for us to have it there as well on YouTube as well. YouTube is the next largest search engine after Google, and so it is important for it to go there as well. But there's another software that we can couple with this, a couple of the different kinds of software that we can couple with this that will allow you to simultaneously stream to several platforms at one time. But again, I'm starting with the basics because if we do too much at one time, we'll get overwhelmed to the point where we won't do anything. And I'm speaking specifically for church folk. I know us. We'll get overwhelmed. We won't do anything. So I want you to do this one thing well. And what this will allow you to do, even when you do Ecamm Live, like we're recording right now, it saves a copy of the video to your computer. All right, copy the video to your computer so you can go back and edit it. You can chop it up. You can use it for different things, promotional stuff or teaching tools or webinar stuff. This content that we're offering you guys tonight is something that we would typically offer in a paid webinar, but we've decided that during this time, this is just a seed that we're going to sow into the kingdom, is to make sure that everybody has what they need to be able to go live for ministry and church purposes. All right, Renee, you just popped up and you didn't see the multiple setups. So Dr. Hill, I'm gonna send you back over here to our pulpit setup in our living room. so that she can see those, and then we're going to get out of here because we've crossed over the hour threshold. So we're going to show you first this setup right here. This is the Lumix GX85. He is overexposed right now because the height was set up for me, so he's way much closer to the light. He's right underneath the living room light. We didn't add any artificial lights. He's going to move now over to camera 2's view right there. Which is the Canon M50. Again, that's just the kit lens. No adjustments have been made. I simply plugged it up and didn't make any adjustments because I just wanted to show you guys the angle and the functionality of the multiple cameras. We've got this one, which is the you can move over that way now if you want. We've got this one, which is the Logitech C920. The webcam that sits right here. Again, if I was under better light, this will be a crystal clear picture. It's autofocus. It's a really, let me see if I can get it to focus. See the autofocus, so it brings my hand into focus and blurs my face out a little bit. It has autofocus on it. I'm getting stopped up sitting under the ceiling fan. And then we've got also the cell phone plugged in, and it's being used as a fourth camera source so that you can move around and things like that. And so this software is worth, for me and in my mind, I believe in Dr. J's mind, every penny we pay for it each year. It used to be, when the software first came out some years ago, it was $79.99, and that was a one-time license, and then they went to subscriptions because they needed to update the software. So it's a yearly subscription at the moment, $120 for the standard version, which is what we're using, and $240 a year for the pro version. If you don't need a multi-camera setup, do not spend the money. Or if you don't want to be able to add, if you don't need to be able to add the lower thirds and the graphics and all of that, then just plug and play and go straight through Facebook. But this is an excellent tool for you wanting to step your game up. All right, last call. Are there any questions while I sip my alkaline water on this night? Are there any questions? My bishop says you should also always ask 3 times. Are there any other questions? Any other business? All right. If there are not, thank you all so much for joining us. We're going to put the list together in the next 20 or 30 minutes or so here. I'm going to post it on the page. If you haven't already liked Hill House Media Facebook page, go over and like the Hill House Media page so that you get the notifications whenever we're going live. I'm going to inbox all of you the list with the items that we're using, including the Ecamm Live software. I wish, since so many of you are interested in Ecamm Live, I wish that they had already approved our affiliate account, but they have not done so already. And so I want you just to go and get started. Hey, Titus, hope you're all is well, bro. Tell your wife I said hello. It's called Ecamm Live. It is a Mac software for Macs. Ecamm Live, I have not looked or found yet a software that's equivalent for PC, but it's called Ecamm Live. So go back and catch the replay, Titus, so that you can see what it's doing. You guys have a really crisp picture coming out from Straightway. I tune in as much as I possibly can. I catch the replay on some Sundays so that I get to hear Bishop Rogers preach. Reminds me of my childhood. He still has the same rhythm and cadence when he preaches, and so I get really, really excited to hear him preach and to hear everybody and see everybody singing. And so you guys have a really, really clean input. You guys have a good production quality, and so the software is just going to step that up in terms of allowing you to add your lower thirds and all of that kind of stuff for what you're doing. And so I think that you'll be pleased with it for your live experience. All right, you guys, I'm about to get out of here. I'm going to send the list to each of your inboxes, but also it will be posted on the page. Again, as I said, in full disclosure, if you utilize the links that we provide you for Amazon, we get an affiliate kickback for that. And so that helps us continue to offer the free content and free training that we so very much love to do. And we hope that this has blessed you guys and that it will help you. So send questions, but also as you utilize these tools successfully, let us know. Take a picture, take a selfie, something, and let us know that what we are doing is helpful to you. All right. Love y'all very, very much. Dr. J is over here waving at y'all. He loves y'all too. He's such a good sport. He helped me tear up the living room and set up y'all my whole house. I done set up a whole church setup in my living room for y'all. So y'all show us some love, heart us up, share the video, recommend our tools and tutorials to your family, your friends, your auntie, your uncle, your next door neighbor, certainly to your church or your small business owners. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Love you guys. Bye-bye.